Good morning, Gear Facts friends. We're going back into Yamaha's PSR-E series today, and we're going mid-range. This one is the 423. Obviously, it's a cut-down version of models like the 453, 463, 463 having the sampler, of course, which this does not have. But it's a considerable jump up from the 403 and the 413, so we're definitely right in the center of the collection here, and I think you'll like what we discover. It starts off with a piano sound that's very typical of its type. So very soft at the top end, but down low we get a little bit more texture. Then we've got octave piano. And bright piano. So they're three pretty good piano sounds to start off with. Also, you'll notice with the entire PSR-E series we have these wonderful dynamic control dials here. For some that's just a novelty, but for some that's a really serious musical tool. And you can press this assign button here to get these knobs to deal with different parameters that are available in the keyboard's operating system. So that's effect, the attack and release of the sound. As I said, not for everybody, but for some, very useful. The next setting down allows you to control those cutoff and resonance filters over the entire mix. So on that first setting, we had this, whereas on the fourth setting, we'll have this. So lead sound staying the same, while all of the backing instruments are subject to those cutoff and resonance filters. While we're kind of in this area of the control panel too, I want to point out the big white buttons that the 423 has. This is different to the other models, and I do actually like it because they're so nice and big and instantly recognizable, and I suspect that under stage lighting too, particularly with UV, they'd glow really brightly. It would look really cool. Let's move on and find some other sounds. Clavy is always enjoyable. I really need to learn some better clavy riffs, but anyway, really nice organs. Listen to how deep this one is. And rock organ. Purple organ. This is a new sound for me. I haven't heard this one before. It's a nice big sound. Some guitar sounds. Lots of bass. And just going back a step to high Q bass, a lot of these work really well with the filters. Sorry to keep harping back on the filters, but really, this component here is something that really makes the whole PSR-E series very special. More sounds. We've got the classic Yamaha slow strings. pizzicato, lead synth sounds. A lot of these are steeped in the 128 voice general MIDI category though. You can go way beyond that, right up to 700 sounds, and in amongst those there are a lot of unique gems, such as more bass sounds. If you press the function key and go up to pitch bend as well, it can go right up to a whole octave of bend. So the default is this. But you can go up to 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, right up to the whole octave step. You can choose, by pressing type here, about 100 different kinds of arpeggios. I'll just choose one at random. And it'll do the playing for you. So there's an example of one of those backbeats that you can use. There are many rhythms to choose from as well. When you come up with some settings that you like, including sound, your song settings, the rhythm settings, all those kinds of things, all of those settings can be saved in one of these registration memories. You've got 2 registration memories and 8 banks, each bank containing those 2. So 16 setups. You can also quickly split your keyboard into 2 different voices, or dual your keyboard, which means you've got your one voice and then you can layer another one over the top of it, which can make some very thick tones. You can also set up harmonies, which helps your soloing sound a little bit more interesting, and touch responsiveness can be switched on or off very quickly too. And I really like that feature because when you're a mediocre player like I am, sometimes accurate touch sensitivity can actually get in the way of things, and some notes don't come through loud enough, or they come through too loud if I get a little bit too intense with my playing. Touch sensitivity off is great for synth solos and things like that, where everything is digital and all sounds exactly the same. When you want to be really expressive with your solo piano and so on, it's nice to have a quick shortcut to that and not have to dive through menus to activate and deactivate it. This is more the arrangement and function component here. You can automatically set up song templates or just go ahead and record your own as you play it. You've got 5 tracks here on which you can do that. Function takes you into all kinds of more detailed options, I guess, that the keyboard can give you, such as equalization for the speakers, your settings for chorus and reverb. Those are your only 2 effects with this one. Chorus contains also a flanger effect, PC connection mode, a whole lot of options to go through to get your keyboard behaving just the way you want it to. On the back panel, it's a very familiar story with keyboards of this type. We've got a USB to do all our MIDI and PC communications there. Sustain pedal, of course, and power in, and I've been recording this through the headphones out. So without going into immense detail, that covers the salient features of the PSR-E423. I really like it. I find it a very straightforward, user-friendly keyboard, very enjoyable to use. We've got our effects dynamics control system there, finishing off at our awesome pitch bend wheel as well. So it's got all the tools you need for really great dynamic performances, as well as great studio work and songwriting. And that concludes my demonstration of the Yamaha PSR-E423 GearFacts friends. Please hit me up with any questions that you've got in the comments box there, and like, comment or subscribe, or even better still, share with other people who are interested in keyboards. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time on GearFacts.